Hello everyone, my name is Mabel Blessing Udo. Today on Our Voice, I'll be talking to women with all due respect to our beloved would-be mother-in-laws. Yes, to you who would one day become a mother-in-law. This message, this discussion today is for you. Not every woman understands the bond that exists between a mother and a son. Not every woman, probably because some have not yet given birth and they don't understand. That's why sometimes you see the war in marriages is usually between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. It is very hard for you to, it is very, very hard. The percentage of a father-in-law having issues with his daughter-in-law is thin compared to that of a mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. Even in the Bible, in the book of Micah, it's even the illustration that was made that the daughter-in-law is against the mother-in-law. And so it's always the mother, the daughter-in-law, and the mother-in-law. It is always women. But then, women should understand that the love and the bond between a mother and a son is deep. That's a child, the child of her womb. She was the one that gave birth to this child, nurtured him, took care of him, fed him, weaned him, did everything while watched him grow up to the man he has become today. That man that you see and you love him and he means everything to you. Someone took care of that man. And that person is the mother. Your mother-in-law should be your priority and that of your husband's priority because she means everything to him. If you understand this principle, there's no way you would not have a happy home or a happy relationship between you and your mother-in-law. It's very simple. It's a difficult thing to accept. But if you understand this principle, your home will be a better place for you and the people who come into your home. It will be a sweet place for you and your in-laws. All you have to do is to treat your mother-in-law with love, respect, and empathy. Do unto her what you would want your own son or your own daughter-in-law to do unto you. Eventually, one day you will also become a mother-in-law. So empathize with her. If you try that, if you embrace this, things will work out. I know it's not easy, but empathize with her. Understand her place. Put yourself in her shoes. And do good to her. It won't cost you anything. And to any lady watching this and you're about to meet your fiance's parents and you are scared or what? But get this, don't you ever wish that your mother-in-law should die, because then when we were in school, some of us, I pray when I want to get married, my mother-in-law should not be there. Don't make that wish, because if you make that wish, some people too will make that wish for you. So instead, as a wise lady, why not go on your knees and pray? Why not settle everything in the hands of God? Why not acknowledge God in all your ways? He says, if you acknowledge your ways before him, he will grant you the desires of your hearts. Before you mix it up, when you know already, okay, this is the one for me, this is the person, and we want to take this thing one step ahead to get to meet his parents, you begin to pray, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, may I find favor with my would-be in-laws. At the mere mention of my name to them, Lord, may that name attract favor. May they love me. May Lord put the love of Christ in their heart for me. May I find favor with his siblings. You begin to speak, you begin to converse in tongues, you declare. You settle, you ask the angels of the Lord to go ahead of you into their hearts, into their mind, to make them accept you because you know it is the will of God, because you would have seek the face of God and then you've gotten the confirmation from God. He also has done that, because that's like the first thing. Then you begin to pray, Lord, let me find favor. Like Esther found favor before all who saw her. Father, I decree that I will find favor before my mother-in-law. My father-in-law will love me. His siblings, they would accept me. We will live as family in love, in unity. Pray your way and leave the rest. Let God handle it. Let your faith work for you. Pray. Settle everything in prayer on your knees, and you don't need to be afraid. Even if at the end of the day she still becomes, because not every mother-in-laws are good. Some, we are just like in the earth, we have good people and bad people. If eventually, God forbid, your kind of mother-in-law is the bad one, and you have prayed and tried everything, love her. Learn to tolerate her. When you do good to your enemy, you are sowing coals of fire on their head. Eventually, one day, God will touch our hearts. The heart of a king belongs to God, not to talk of the heart of a mother. Back to the topic of today. Mother-in-laws. Yeah. You know, a typical average African parents usually says no to any woman or girl or lady their son brings home and say, oh, daddy, mommy, this is the woman I want to marry. They usually say no. Have you really done that research, observation, or you get? They always say no. And you know why they say no? Because to them, no woman, no girl is good enough for their son. They feel this one coming wants to come and take their place, wants to come and steal their son away from them. So no woman is good enough. No one they bring, they would always have complaint. No one. Check it, investigate, research, make research. But then, a wise woman, yes, there are wise women and there are foolish women. Even in the Bible, the story of the 10 foolish virgins and 10 wise virgins, there are wise women. And these categories of wise women knows that when it comes to choosing a life partner for their son, there are two major rules governing this institution, this sacred institution called marriage. Wise women know. One of the rules, the first rule is this. A wise woman knows that immediately she gave birth to her son and then the son is growing, she has started praying for her son. Praying that her son will be a great child. That her son will find a good wife, and her son will also be a good husband and a responsible father. She would have been praying. She would have been making that declaration. She would have been praying, fasting, because that's a very important decision in the life of any man. That is where the earth started from. That's union of marriage. She would have been praying, Lord, give my son a good wife. Lord, the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good things and obtain favor from the Lord. Lord, help my son to find a good wife. Lord, give my son a good wife. A wife that will love him, honor him, be submissive, love the family, all the things that you desire for your son in marriage. You would have been praying concerning it. Heaven would have written it down that, okay, so time, but this woman has been praying on behalf of her son. If you have done that, mommy, and you have faith that God answers your prayer, you don't need to be afraid when that time comes. Because you have settled it in prayer. You don't need to be afraid, mommy. Because the Bible says anything we ask, believing that God will do it, He will do it. If you have prayed, mommy, you don't need to worry. Number 2 rules governing the institution of marriage. It is the Bible principle that train up a child in the way that he should go, so that when he is old, he will not depart from it. That is the second rules governing it. As a mother, as a parent, you are training that boy. You are making that boy a responsible child. You are teaching him the basic things he needs to know about life. You are teaching him how to be responsible. You are teaching him how to be a father, how to be a loving husband, how to fend for his family. You have been training him, and he has been seeing things happening in your own marriage with your own husband. Mommy, if you do those 2 things, you have done well. You don't need to choose for your son because you follow those two basic rules. So dear mommy, if you've done these two things well, you don't need to be afraid when your son comes of marriageable age and he brings a woman home to introduce his wife to be. You don't need to worry when you have done your own job faithfully. You don't need to worry. Instead, mommy, you will welcome her with love. You will accept her. Embrace her as your daughter. Do to her what you would want another mother, another woman to do to your own daughter eventually when she gets married. Instead of kicking against her and saying, no, we don't want her, she's from so place, she's this, so look at the way she is, this one will not make a good wife, no, why would you bring such a person, who is her father? No, mommy, let's answer this question inside our hearts. If your husband people are choosing a wife for your husband, mommy, will you be in that position today? Answer that question with all due respect, ma. No. Your husband saw you, fell in love with you, and was man enough to take you home to meet his parents and present you as his wife to be. And his parents, God bless them, accepted you into their home, into their family, to be their son's wife. Mommy, why not do the same? Why not allow your son be a man? Why not allow him make this decision? Dear mommy, it should be a shame if your son, who is over 30 or have come of marriageable age, will not be man enough to make the most important decision of his life. This is destiny at stake, because the person you marry is a very, very important decision to your destiny, to how whether you make it in life or not, whether you succeed or you die on time, or it is a very critical decision. So it is going to be a big because when eventually you make this choice for him, you will not be there. You will maybe die one day. Eventually we will all die and leave him. He will be the one facing the consequences of your choice, not his choice. That's why we have so many broken homes, strangers in marriage claiming to be married but they are not. If in this 21st century we have parents or mothers who still believe they should be the one to choose a life partner for their matured son, then to be honest, mommy, you have succeeded in raising a mommy's boy, not a man capable, a matured man capable of making decisions. Because if you've trained a boy in the way you should go, when he's old, he will not depart. He has learned from the best. And now, when you teach someone in school, there's an evaluation period. That's the exam. You have taught this child. You've brought this child up. When it's time for him to become a man, allow him, mommy. Just advise him, pray for him, guide him, support him where you can. He would not despise his mother. It is only an ungrateful son that would despise his parents. Only an ungrateful son. A reasonable son and a responsible gentleman knows that his parents are also part of his priority, even as his wife is. So are his parents to him. So, mommy, please allow him. Mommy, allow him. It is his destiny that is at stake. If you're afraid that I don't want him to marry the wrong woman, I don't want him to... Mommy, don't be afraid. You have prayed for him. Don't be afraid now. God answers prayer. Don't you have faith? Allow him make mistakes. There's no perfect marriage. There are ups and downs in marriage. These two young people are coming from two different backgrounds. Let them make mistakes and learn. And young ladies, if you are in a relationship where the guy is telling you, my parents said they found a wife for me, please leave that relationship. If that means the man is not even man enough, leave it. Because eventually tomorrow, if he goes ahead and marries you, if anything happen, bagam, hey, we told you not to marry her. We told you not to marry her. You won't be happy. So No matter how desperate you are, once the parents are saying it's a no-no, and just leave. Just leave for your happiness. God will give you another person. Please. Please. Mothers, parents, please, let's make this world a better place. Let's give young men the chance to make their choice. Dear would-be mother-in-law, it's the destiny of your son that is at stake here. Allow him. Love the girl, accept her, welcome her, do your part, and leave the rest for God. If after you've done your part, you've treated this girl with love and all that a mother is to give to her daughter, and she is an ungrateful child or an ungrateful daughter-in-law, leave her. Karma is around the corner. Karma is real. What you sow, you will reap. One day, she would also have a son. Then she will understand that bond that has been there between you and your son. She is not coming to take your son's place or your place away from your son. No, she's not. Mommy, you just pray. Continue to pray. Even while they are married, continue to pray. Because you know, marriage is a very strong union, and the devil fights day in. He's like a roaring lion trying to destroy homes, happy marriages. So be the praying mother. A wise woman is a prayer warrior. She prays for herself, for her home, and that of her children. That is why her children always celebrate her and call her blessed. So mommy, do your part and leave the rest for God. God, our God, is a good God. He never abandons his own. Those who put their trust totally on him, he never fails them. Thank you to all the beautiful women out there. Thank you, and stay blessed. Do well to follow me on my social media handle. It's Mabel Udo on Facebook. On YouTube is also Mabel Udo. Follow me on Instagram is at Mabel_Udo. Thank you.